Affected, but we are here once again. One, the only Blood Saint modeling out an evil character yet again. Last time we were here, we worked on this arm, we created the tail, which until you see it in motion is going to just look weird. And I think we started planning out working on the legs, but we did start giving her a bit of a butt. Start giving her a little more definition, you know, which I'm actually really hoping that when I get to this, it doesn't turn into a if this game does anything, I really hope it doesn't start this whole weird demon twerk thing on the internet. Or maybe I do. Hell do I know. Whatever you're into, you're into. I think we're good for the arm for right now. So I think what we should do, you know what? We kind of we can leave the elbow for right now until I can, try out what the animation and whatnot will look like. And we're not going in for the animating parts. Well, we should probably go in for the actual animation parts as well. Yeah, we can go in pretty simply and just add in the definition we need for the elbow, wrist. There we go. It's just that simple, really. And then when we go in for the actual weighting on it, which again probably isn't going to mean anything to you unless you know what this is. Okay, let me start over. We're just sort of going around and seeing what we need to do. That cool? That's cool. Okay. I'm listening to Seven Dust while trying to talk, and that is not a smart thing to do for me. Because I'm mentally going back to high school when I bought the album, and I kind of just want to headbang to it a bit. Not gonna lie. That'll work. All right, we'll do that. Okay. Again, we'll probably go into any major details down the line. For right now, we're just doing, quick and easy, real, nice and dirty stuff. Now, I do remember we talked about, or rather I talked about, wanting to do the ankles. There we go. The ankles today. And quite frankly, given how the leg is spaced, the rotation of this foot should be more off to the side. Never say that to me. I wonder how many albums Seven Dust has now. Because I think they're still touring, and I think the main singer cut his dreadlocks, which I thought was freaking crazy. Growing up, I could only grow an afro, and I hated the fact that I could only grow an afro. So to see this dude, a black dude nonetheless, leading a band back in the, what was it, the 90s? A metal band at that, with dreadlocks? He was the coolest dude ever. He was literally the coolest dude ever. Granted, I had no idea about Jimi Hendrix at the time, but still, it's like, coolest dude ever. He's in a metal band and has dreads, so his hair doesn't just turn into a giant freaking cotton ball. This man is amazing. Then I got older and realized if you don't like your hair, you can shave it off. And I've been doing that ever since. Can't stand having hair. God, I hate having hair. Almost as much as I hate the fact that this foot is now a little lean-sided, so we're probably going to have to change the orientation of the front of the foot, have it lead more into the side and not quite into just the front there. So you know what, while we're here, let's go ahead and start working on fixing that now. which means we can cut down on a bit of the geometry as we fix what needs to be fixed. Okay. Pull this out a bit. Now we really have way too much matter to the outside of the foot and nowhere near enough to the inside. Okay. Maybe shifting it was not the best idea. But, like I usually say, anything you can do can be undone. Okay. One thing we definitely need to get rid of is this. 'Cause that looks like it's throwing off a few things. There we go. Drop this back in. Now we're going to pull some of these sides out. I don't know if it's the processor or the fact that I've transported these files so many freaking times, but seriously, every so often the music just cuts off, and the first thing I think is my computer crashing? Are we crashing? Is this what this is? But fortunately for me, that is not the case. It just glitched for a moment. Hey, looks like we got a viewer. What's going on? You want to take a look at the full model? Yep. Hey, if you want to see the full model, go ahead and hit up the stream chat. Let me know you want to take a quick look at it. I'll show you what we've got doubled over. Give you more of an idea of the actual person we're working on. Now we're going to go ahead and drop in the ankle. Nah, should be a little closer up than that. Okay. All right. Oh, almost forgot. Okay, and now we can sort of go in and define what we need to a little later. So it looks like we got our viewer, or maybe we don't. I don't know how the system works, how quickly it refreshes and whatnot. If you're out there, go ahead and comment, hey, how you doing? If not, if you don't feel like it, just sit back and enjoy. I'm not going to say too much. Well, I probably will say quite a bit, actually. Okay. Okay. Alright, there we go. So that will definitely work. this in a bit. Move this forward slightly. Okay, this phone needs to stop lighting up, because quite frankly, I got things I'm working on. If it's really important, they'll call it back. Or they'll hang on until I can get to the hospital. Either way works, really. That logic works for either one. Alright. What is going on? Do I need to choose a new CD? Because something tells me I may need to re-rip this album, if at the very least. Because I wonder if I've gotten some memory degradation from transporting this. Actually, I've transported all of these albums through what, 4 different computers? Wow, it's a good thing I still got the albums. Because if I gotta re-download all of these, that's gonna take me a while. I've got over 180 albums. So yeah, that could take some while. That could take some time. Hold on a minute. Okay. Sorry, it's a little hot in Illinois today. Then again, with it being summer, I would expect it to be a little hot. I'm wondering, for the orientation of the foot to the body, I don't know why, it just feels off a bit. Almost like I need to swing the foot out a bit more, which it might need it. You know what? Wouldn't be the weirdest thing I've ever done. Let's move this over into the center point. Okay, there we go. See what happens when we rotate the foot out a bit, if it seems to mesh a little better. It does, actually. Ah, stop that. Yeah, it does look better. At some point, I must have rotated the foot and not realized it. Oh. But just goes to show, like I say, any problem that can be made can be undone. A little bit of patience, some ingenuity, potentially a micro amount of alcohol. You never know what could happen. Well, if alcohol's involved, probably nothing good, but at the same time, not necessarily bad. So, you know, do with that information as you will, assuming you're old enough to drink. If not, don't. At no point. Just don't. Bad things happen when you're underage and drink. Largely to your parents. So, you know, don't do that at all. Life lessons from a dude who named himself Blood. Okay. So, Now we're just going to keep working on the foot. Sort of lining up this a bit more. Okay. I think I had like a hinge that was coming off of the... Oh, nope, looks like I did not. Wow, I don't know if you're picking that up, but apparently someone is working on the grass outside. Would really hope they wouldn't be doing that, but, you know. Looks like we just gotta have to deal with that. Hopefully, you're not hearing it. Because if you were, you'd be... I would hope you would be as annoyed as I am. Because if you enjoy the sound of a lawnmower, you sound that crazy. That's crazy. I kind of feel like we should be including like an overhang to the back of the ankle. Think gargoyles. Something similar to that. I'm seriously debating on if we should do it. This looks like a very large foot, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, is put a line into here. There we go. Okay. Now we'll fan these out a little. Okay, that's becoming annoying, so we're closing this window. And hopefully they'll be done soon so I can reopen it before this room becomes a freaking furnace. Okay. Okay, I've got no idea. You know what? I'm gonna have to switch to a different album because, quite frankly, this one keeps cutting out way too much. It's annoying the hell out of me now. So let me get to a point where I can do that. Okay. Alright. Let's see if we get the same issue with Slipknot. Because quite frankly, that was really starting to bother the hell out of me. It's like I'm trying to relax. Why am I having to deal with the audio cutting out? Like, seriously. Oop, wrong one. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right, that's not too bad. It's a good start. We're in a good start position. Now I do think that I might need to move this over a little more. Why did that deselect? There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, it sounds like the lawnmower or whatever the hell it was is done. So let's open back up, shall we? Seriously. They don't do that during the weekends typically. And the one day I'm trying to do this, or one of several days I'm trying to do this, they end up doing it on that day. Seriously? It's like, come on. Wow, my computer is really, really having issues right now. It seems to only be picking up on maybe 2 out of 5 commands. That is not a good sign. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad enough for me to stop working, but still pretty bad. It's not ideal, as we like to say in the world. Oop, didn't want to do that. There we go. Oh boy. Alright, maybe I'm gonna need to re-upload all of these different CDs. Or it could just be the strain on the computer. Since I don't typically need to listen to the CDs at home, it could just be the strain on the computer, not necessarily the files. Who knows? There we go. Okay. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is because of me having to go in and mess with the geometry so much. But regardless. Yeah. It's a little lopsided, so we'll go in and fix that. There we go. Okay. I'm thinking this is fitting a bit better. This is feeling a bit better to me. Alright, now here comes one of my favorite songs, if not the favorite one on this album, Psychosocial. Okay. I'm saying okay a lot, but honestly, it's not really okay. And sometimes it's okay for it to not be okay. Sometimes it's okay for you to just try and make a little bit of sense out of the chaos. There's nothing wrong with needing help. And in a lot of instances, it's usually a good idea to just take a moment or two to tell people that things aren't going right. Oh, that's not the one I want to do. There we go. So never forget, if you need to ask for help, ask for it. No one knows what you're going through if you don't tell them what you're going through. That's doing a bit better. Alright. Okay. If we were doing this for pure animation purposes, I'd spend more time on the feet. But as this is going to be in a game, I think we've put in as much detail as we really need to for right now. Since we're not doing that type of game. And I think we've done pretty well for the rear end. So yeah, what I'm going to do is take a small break because the temp has gone up quite a bit actually. So I'm gonna take a small break, hit the restroom real quick, and by the time I get back, we're gonna start working on a head. Maybe we finish it, maybe we don't. Won't know until we get to that point. As for me, I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So, I think we were talking about working on the head, right? Yeah. So, obviously, we're going to need to work on the neck too, but we'll work on the head first and move into that when we get to that point. Nope, that's not the one I wanted to press. There we go. Make sure it's nice and centered with the rest of the body. Okay. Now, faces have never been a strong point of mine, or strong suit of mine. Be it in their construction, or drawing them. So like with many of the faces I work on, we're just going to kind of be shooting in the dark. Until we get something that roughly resembles what we'd be good with. Yeah, I got no way to see that. Nope, need this actually. Wow. Wow, there is no fine tuning to this at all, huh? Okay. There we go. Just do that. Much easier. Much, much easier. Okay. Alright, so now that we've got in our basic head shape, come on. Oh, I don't know why this computer's acting like this. I just don't. But regardless. Okay, so we've got our basic head shape in. Fantastic. Now essentially what we need to do is start putting in details. We're going to work on where the nose should be roughly, and then we'll work on eyes, mouth, yada yada yada. First, water. Okay, so nose should really be about halfway, like midway through. Now we're putting the nose about midway through. But honestly, that looks a little too low. So we're just going to raise it slightly. And basically pull this out. Ugh. It always feels like the first time when I'm working on a face, because I'm always trying to piece together what I need to have done, or rather what I need to do. Now from here, drop in our midpoint. We're going to do same thing halfway through here. Pull this in a bit to sort of freak out where the bridge or the crown of the nose should be. And here we go for the mouth. A little more face-like, but nowhere near as complete as it's going to be. Now, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to open this line up to use that for the light, for the actual eye. And generally, you would want to do the same thing for this line for the mouth. I'm not a fan of doing that for it though. But one thing that we are going to do is we're just going to work on one side of the head at a time. Goodbye. I'm trying to remember. Is it collapse? I want to say it's collapse. Nope, not collapse. So not the right one. There we go. Bevel. So for anyone interested, it's bevel, not collapse. And this essentially, we're going to turn into our eye shape. What am I doing? I can actually just use this. Oh man. The face always gives me so much trouble. I just keep going to that. Okay. Essentially, we need to sort of round this out a bit more. And I think I might have extruded a bit early. But you know what? We're gonna keep with it, and if push comes to shove, we'll start over. It's good practice, and I'll get the hang of this eventually. Come hell or the highest damn water. There we go. Now, this is an Asian character, so I'm trying to do what's called an olecanth eye. It's where the top portion of the eye, right around here, is overlapped the lower portion here. So I'm trying. I actually did this, not too long ago on a different model. So I'm just trying to remember what I did in order to put that in. Which I think that's out a little too far. Thou shalt not. The answer is clear. Tell your mothers, tell your daughters, the children are mine. But we are not forgotten. We should run, but we are tired of running. The ending's the same. The world will not change. The answer is clear. Annihilation. All too strange. Things I do not understand or realize. Stronger than I. Came to me, now I give to you. I am. So realize stronger than I'm on. Alright, so we're gonna need to add a little more geometry through here. Have to save ourselves. We have to save ourselves. We are to save ourselves. We have to save ourselves. We have to save ourselves. This is yours. Let your time. The ending's the same. The world will not change. The answer is clear. Annihilation. Oh, wait. Obliteration's that one. Ah. Alright, looks like I gotta put this one back in the rotation. Now I give to you. Won't control, won't constrain things I do not understand or realize. Stronger than I. They give to me, now I give to you. Only shots I am. No realize stronger than I long. Camouflage, what resembles rage again? But if you love me, let me go. Not by you, for I know my heart is just you toss to care. You straight destroy what isn't fair. So deliver me unto my fate. It's all for to not hate. Strive to have you. Ooh, I've learned striking long ago. If I can change, I hope I never know. Press your letters to my lips. Press your chocolate part of me. Savor every face of life without your light. Now this treasure spread from me when you refuse to fight. So say your breath, I will not care. I think I made it very clear. Didn't made enough to love. Is that supposed to be enough? Don't wish you were my friend, so I could hurt you in the end. Don't aim to be a saint. Ooh, my Charlie's taking trying to go. Yeah, I start to lose it at that point. Oh, when your frost against my stones, it just made in my soul. Never needed any help. You just tried to save yourself. Put you to your shame. Let the waves are all the same. Angels like you control. Ooh, my love is shaking, trying to go. If I can help you, let me know. You still care, never let me know. Seriously? Okay. We've got a head mocked out. You can tell where the eyes are. We can see where the mouth is supposed to be. The ears, we'll get to those when we get to those. But yeah, all in all, we've got a good start going for us. Now keep in mind, that's just a start. Yeah, we're going to need to shrink that eye up quite a bit, detail this mouth significantly, and work on having some cheeks. Girl's a little flat-faced. But, yeah, in general, I think we've done work. I need to figure out what the hell is up with this stupid computer doing that. Like, play the song all the way through. But, considering I do still need to take care of a few other things, I'll probably work on the face on my off time. And then we'll just do all of this again later on. So, I'm just going to end it a little early. I start a vacation week after this coming week. So, I'm planning on having at least within that week a much longer stream, preferably when we have the entire body basically, worked on, to where I will be putting in all of the entirety of her clothing. So, hope to see you for that. Until then, blessed be.